Fast Food Toy Reviews here. Today we have Toy Quest Stretch Screamers, set of 8 awesome looking collectible toys released by McDonald's back in 2003. Now I know a couple of these are recalled, so we'll get into that later on in the video. Anyway, let's get these opened up and have a closer look. The one in the set is a mummy. So let me show you here. There's no specific names written on the package other than toy, Jouet, Jugwet, Jouet, whatever. I'm bad at pronouncing stuff. And it came with a little checklist here, and on the back some instructions. So I did a little research online to figure out everything that was going on with the set as much as I possibly could. And so everybody just coins this one as the mummy. And so the gimmick is it has rubbery arms, and what you do is you pull the arms and watch the face. Look at that. So now it's a scary monster back to a mummy, and then you pull it again back to a scary screaming giant eyeball face. Let's see, if you pull this one, it doesn't really do anything. It's basically this one over here that does the spinning gimmick. So that's all you do, and it's just a rubbery flexible little arm. And the rest of the body is just hard plastic. It's just one solid plastic molded piece, and it stands quite well. It's a little top heavy because of the little head gimmick in there, and you can actually just rotate this with your fingers as well, and that's pretty much it. So there you go, it's the mummy. Number 2 in the set, we will go with Cyborg. That seems to be the consensus. Everybody's calling this one a Cyborg, and as you can see, it's like half robot, half human type thing. So he's got like a human leg over here. He's got the stretchy arm. That's part of the gimmick, the stretch screamer thing. So he's got the rubber arm right here, and then the robotic arm here. Looks kind of cool. He's got some clear bits all through here, and you can see inside there was a blue type liquid that was in there, and on the back there's a little button. It's like a little push button. You give this a squish, you can actually hear it kind of like squishing air. But at one time, there was liquid, a blue liquid of some sort in there that would probably just flow through there and make it kind of like splash and move around and whatnot in there. And let's see, so you can spin this little mechanical foot here, and again, stretch the arm out. It's all rubbery. And rotate this arm a little bit if you'd like. Yeah, so unfortunately, you know, this thing's like, I don't know, over 20 years old, so the liquid inside has evaporated. I suppose you could probably, I don't know, if you were really into it, you could probably take this thing apart and possibly put some new dye water in there, different color water or something in there. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but I just know that, you know, this is like a little pump action button in the back, and that's about it. So you got some moving bits, a rubbery arm, even has the instructions that told you what to do with it. And again, we'll just call this one the Cyborg, and he kind of top heavy, so he does have trouble standing, but if you mess with it a little bit, you can kind of get him to balance. And let's see if we can get that leg spun around. There we go. So he kind of hunches and leans a little bit, but you can get him to stand. So there you go, it's the Cyborg. Number 3 in the set is one of the rare recalled figures. So I did some research on it, and this one's referred to as the Ghost, so you can kind of see the ghostly little head in there. And upon other research that I did trying to dig and find more information, there wasn't anything. Now I did find specific information as far as when it was recalled back in the day, but it didn't specifically say why. And I probably spent an hour trying to figure out exactly why it was recalled. So my best guess would be because of this. Let me show you right here. It's the gimmick. See the goopy, juicy water in there? So I can tell it's evaporated. So obviously there was probably completely filled with liquid in there, this black weird looking liquid, and fortunately for us it still kind of functions, so that's kind of cool. But that would be my guess as to why it was recalled. That maybe it was toxic or something in there, so be careful if you decide to get this set. Probably don't mess with that. That would be my educated guess as to why they recalled it. Something with the liquid inside there. And let's see, what else does it do? So you can rotate the feet down here. Both arms are rubbery, and you can stretch them, hence the word stretch screamers. It doesn't scream, but it's the gimmick in there. It pumps out that little black liquid in there. It's still kind of cool looking and creepy looking. I'm trying to do it so you can really take it all in right there. And let's do a little spinneroo here for you. And that's about it. So I guess this one's called the Ghost figure. And considering it's a Happy Meal collectible, the size of these are it's very impressive, and it stands quite well too. You just kind of stand it there, and there you go. So we'll just say this one's the ghost. Number 4 in the set is a swamp creature of sorts. Looks like a giant lizard guy. Give you an up-close look at his face. Look at that thing. Kind of like the creature from the Black Lagoon almost, like a reference to that old school movie from back in the day. A couple of rubbery arms, and that's the gimmick. You pull the arm right here, and he lights up in the chest. And I was able to just take the screws out and throw a couple new batteries in there. Easy peasy. No problems whatsoever, so that was kind of cool. I was worried about that. I'm like, oh, he's supposed to light up. Hopefully I can get the batteries replaced, and I did. Just take those 3 little screws out, and bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself a functioning little light-up chest. And the eyes are actually kind of clear too, but it's really hard to tell on video, but you can see that in there. And that's about it. You've got some movement in the legs, so you can kind of rotate these. But you need to have it in a fixed position for him to stand, because he is very top-heavy. So you want to make sure you get that just like so. And he stands quite well. And there you go. It's the swamp creature. At number 5, we have the other recalled toy in the set. This one is coined the Ogre. So we're just going to go with that. He's an ogre. So try to make out, here, let's move the hands up, because there are some moving bits right here. So you can move the hands up and down. So take a look at this. So this is his mouth down here. His eyes are up here, his little nose type thing. Like, I'm not, I'm not really sure what to make of this. Like, is this his nose thing? I'm not 100% sure what to make of it. It looks so quirky and weird and goofy. It's making me chuckle. Let's see. What else does it do? So you can rotate the waist around. So you could do it like that. I guess I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it. Let's move this arm down here. And we'll take a side view here and try to make that out. It's like supposed to be like a giant goop of, I don't know, for a lack of a better term, is it a goopy booger? What is that? So there's a couple of holes on the back. And if you pull this rubbery bit right here, listen. Like that's what it does. Okay, so it was recalled. So the question you have to ask is, why was it recalled? I have no idea. There's really, maybe this part here broke off or something about the gimmick. Anytime a toy is recalled, it's generally about the gimmick. Now, there are instances where toys were recalled that has nothing to do with it, maybe something with the toxicity of the paint or something like that. But generally, it's something with the gimmick that I've learned. And so, obviously, it's something with this and that in there that maybe maybe this broke off and caused a choking hazard or something. I'm not 100% sure. Your guess is as good as mine, but I can see you have to pull on this quite hard to make that noise. And if you look in there, it's just like some rubbing bits in there making that clicking noise. So that would be my guess, and it feels like it wants to come loose. So my guess is you pulled on this, it broke, and maybe there were some sharp pieces that came out with it. I'm not really 100% sure. But this is the recalled number 5, and it's the Ogre, and you can kind of just pose him like this, and he looks just crazily weird. Let's see, does he stand well? Yeah, he stands pretty good. And that's it, so there you go. So number 6 in the set, I would have assumed if you would have handed me all 8 of these toys and said, hey, pick the 2 that you think were recalled, this would have been one of them. Not the Ogre one in particular, but this one in particular. Simply because you can see there was supposed to be liquid in there. And on the back, you can see the little screws right here, here, and here. It's got some like sediment buildup on there. Look at that. And so inside the actual package itself, I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's all wet and moist in there. And it even changed the coloring of the plastic that kind of fit on the front part of this to stop that button from pushing in. So, and my hands are a little sticky as well from touching this, and the little insert is all wet. You can kind of see that it's damp, and that's because this leaked. So this, obviously this part right here was supposed to be full of water, some kind of liquid, and then you would push this button, and the little brain guy in there would kind of, I guess, float around and move up and down or whatever. But obviously it's empty now because it evaporated and dripped out into the bag, and you can see the moisture in there. So I find that quite curious why this one wouldn't have been recalled either. So these toys are really cool, but they're kind of low quality. They're just kind of low quality toys, not very well thought through when they were putting these together. But I can appreciate the gimmick. And, you got the rubber arms here, I mean, and you got the little moving feet. And let's see how well does it stand. So I guess this would be like a brain robot thing. And it does stand okay. So there you go. It does stand okay. But again, I was going to pull this apart and see if I could fill this back up, but then I thought better of it and said, I probably shouldn't mess with it because I saw the sediment build up here, and I can only imagine if I pulled this apart, I might break it or not be able to get it back together properly. So I figured, well, I'll just leave it alone. And then you can use your imagination, pretend that there was liquid in it. You can still see the droplets of, I'm guessing it was probably just water in there. And it would just, the brain in there would just float around or whatever. And that's it. So there you go. It's the brain robot guy. Number 7 in the set is the armored skeleton soldier armor guy. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Look at this thing. So you got some little swivel here at the legs. Let's see how well he stands. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, he stands good. Okay. Yeah, not bad. And so the gimmick with this is you stretch him here at the waist. And it just makes a clicking sound. It's kind of hard to pull them, actually. Pretty tight in there. But that's the gimmick with that. And let's see, you can rotate his arms. It's hindered by the shoulder armor right there. So you can wiggle the arms back and forth there. And same thing with this one. And again with the legs. And that's about it. So we'll just call this guy the Skeleton Warrior guy. And the last one up in the set is we'll call him the Mad Scientist, or some kind of ghoul. Like a Dr. Ghoul, maybe? I don't know. There's several different posts on these, and I've seen a couple of different names, and I think it all works. I don't know. I will just call him like the Brain Ghoul Doctor guy or something. It's definitely some kind of like a surgeon of some kind. He's got like the little white outfit on. And let's see. So his arms, they move like this here because they're the rubbery little, stretchy part. And nothing happens there. But here's the gimmick. So you push his feet in, and watch this. So you push that in, and his little rubbery brain kind of moves back and forth. What? Okay. We're just gonna let it go. All I know is this one is making me laugh. This is my favorite one of the set. It's so silly. Look at this thing. What? I don't know. It's so weird. This whole set is weird. This is one of the strangest sets I've ever messed with in all my life. Since I've been collecting these things, this is one of the craziest sets I've had the pleasure of messing with. Look at this thing. So you just that's what he does. And you can probably look at that. He bounces too. Look at it. Spring loaded. That's kind of cool, actually. So you can launch him too. So he's like a squishy brain launcher guy. Anyway, there you go. Kind of cool. And there you have it, everyone. Toy Quest Stretch Screamers, set of 8 awesome little toys released by McDonald's back in 2003. Now, make of it what you will. I'm not sure exactly 100% why these are recalled. I can only guess this one had something to do with the liquid in the Ghost one. And then probably, if I had made an educated guess, it was probably something to do with the rubber part here sticking out of this guy's nose, whatever this booger thing is, probably broke off or something. So if you get this set, be real careful. Don't go messing with anything too much, especially these recalled ones. I'm not sure why they were recalled 100%, but that would be my guess. And the rest of these are just crazy and weird and wacky and just making me crack up. And this one with the brain, I don't know. It's just a fun set, so if you get it, enjoy it, have fun with it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time.